Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio and see my screen in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or yes there. Also want to give a shout out and welcome those new with us today, and want to extend a warm welcome also to those that are returning, and also want to say hello to those of you watching this in the recording. Want to say hello to you guys and welcome you to participate in any way that you can. But let's go ahead and get started with our live trading today. Before we jump into that, as always, I need to remind you about the risks involved in this market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how many pips you're risking on each trade, in addition to how big your lot size is and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. So make sure that you're going through that process each and every time that you take a trade. All right, guys, so let's do this real quickly. Let me actually just pull up my trading view here, and then um, uh, we'll get going here. Let me pull up, and also let me pull up the Telegram app where we've got our signals. Okay, so this trade, unfortunately, I did get stopped out on. This is the Euro Aussie. I just risked a small percentage of my account on it when I used the lot size calculator, so kind of stinks that this one stopped out. It actually worked out for a little bit, went to a supply zone, and then ultimately stopped out, unfortunately. So this is that Euro Aussie trade. Um, it looks like it's coming back down now, but I was hoping that it would come up to here into this supply area, pull back, and then continue lower. Instead, it actually did come up to this area last night, uh, came down a little bit, and then shot up again, and that's where I got stopped out. And now it's headed back down again. So we'll ultimately see how this plays out. We'll see if this actually does become profitable. But like I said, the trade that I posted did end up closing. So what we'll do is we'll close this one out. We'll look for another opportunity. I know a lot of the other scanner signals are doing great. So let's actually pull up the scanner. Let me actually real quick, just in the Telegram chat, let everybody know what we're doing. So just give me 1 second while I type this out in Telegram. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I know a lot of these are doing pretty good. Let me actually pull up I have some apps right here. Um, like I have my MT4 apps pulled up. Let me get this opened. Yeah, so um, yeah, a lot of these are doing pretty good. So the Euro Aussie, this one is one of the only ones that hasn't done great this week. Let me actually pull up. I don't know if that weekend indicator is going to work right now. Somebody was explaining to me that the weekend indicator won't work uh, right now because we had 2 holidays in a row. So it doesn't take into effect holidays, I guess. I wonder if there's something I can do in the settings because I want to get that back up so that we can see. Um, yeah, I guess it's not gonna let me do this. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna have to place a vertical line or something to indicate the weekend. So this is the start of the week, basically right here. Um, yeah, that's the start of the week. So this Euro Aussie is a sell signal. Initially, it was doing well. Now it's, like I said, it's come up a little bit. So let's see. We'll see how it plays out by the end of the day, um, and by the end of the week. Oh, by the way, so today I was going to mention this at least by the end of the webinar, but I just want to make sure it's very clear. So there's a lot of news events this week. We have an FOMC meeting today. There's also NFP on Friday. So kind of here's my game plan with that. So today I plan to book some profits on some of the trades we have open. Some of them are doing really, really well. So I wanted to make sure that we book some of that off. I might even take some like on the few that are down right now. I'll probably take half loss on those and then leave the rest of the trades. And then my plan is to close out of everything Thursday nights, which would be tomorrow. This is kind of a quick week. Obviously, we didn't really get started until Monday night because of New Year's. Um, but yeah, my plan is to close every single one of my trades by tomorrow night, just because I don't like to hold week to week trades through NFP. I've also done a back testing on that, and it doesn't seem to, overall, it doesn't seem like a really good thing to do. So we'll probably go ahead and close trades tomorrow night. But like, again, a lot of these trades I'd like to close today. So this one, this Euro Aussie, I still have my weekend trade open on this, so I'll probably end up um, um, I'm probably going to wind up closing half my position on this one, just like I'm going to do on the rest of them. So let's move on to the next one. So that one's doing a little bit down right now. Let's see how oil's doing. I haven't looked at this today. I know it was doing really great. Um, I guess it's up now, but it was doing really, really well earlier in the week. So oil was down a bunch at the beginning of the week. This is kind of the beginning of the week right here. And oil sold off significantly, and now oil is up to here. So it's basically where we started the week. Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out with oil. Again, that's a sell signal, and it's just basically at break even. Okay. EuroCAD is a strong buy. Let me take a look at how that one's doing on my app here. I had it opened. And EuroCAD. This one is actually one of the ones that I'm down on right now. So let's go pull it up anyways. So here's the EuroCAD. This is like I said, this is a strong buy for the week. Again, I'm probably going to book half my position before FOMC. The start of the week was right here. So it really actually hasn't done much, but it is slightly down. Then you've got the pound yen. This one's up significantly. Last I checked, this is one of my best trades right now. The pound yen, this is a strong buy. And yeah, this is up a lot today, 1.2%. This has been huge. So this thing started right here. Basically, that's Monday night, basically. Why am I putting it at Monday night? Because that's when we started taking the trades for the week because of New Year's. We don't take trades, or we didn't take trades on December 31st or on New Year's until New Year's in the evening. So that's why I put my vertical line there. So this one was down initially, and then last night was just huge. This thing just came ripping. So I plan to take some of my profits off of this on the pound yen just because I want to make sure that I lock some of this in. Now, I'm not going to close the entire position. I think I'm just going to close half my position because this thing is up quite a bit. This was actually really, really cool, guys. I want to show you guys what I did on one of my accounts. Actually, let me show you what this looks like. So I used my modified martingale to really milk this opportunity. So the way that works, I've explained this in a couple of other settings, but the way that works is like here's what it looks like on this chart, right? So this is the pound yen. This is one of my prop firm accounts, and um, so as you know, I took a market entry at the beginning of the week over here. Then the market pulled back. I was down on one single trade. Then what I did last night is I set up my orders so that I had a buy stop up here and a buy stop here and a buy stop here. So basically the idea is if this market breaks out big time like it did, the idea is that you'll trigger into winning trades. Now, if this market were to have gone against me or continued lower, I would only lose on one single trade. Okay, that's the whole concept with the modified martingale, is that when the market goes in your favor, you add to it. If it does not go in your favor, you do not add. That's just how it works, right? And so what's nice is you can actually see some of my open orders down here. You can see like on some of the ones that are doing really well, like the USD CAD, that's one of the strong signals for the week, strong buys, excuse me. I have 3 orders on that. How do I have 3 orders on that? Well, it's because as the market continued to progress in my favor, I added to the position. But look at some of the other ones like the Euro Aussie. I only have one position on that one. Why is that? Because that one did not go in my favor initially this week, right? Here's the CAD Franc. That one did not go in my favor initially. It's not doing too bad, but it is slightly down. Why do I only have one trade there? Well, because if the trade doesn't go in your favor, then you don't add to it, right? It's just as simple as that. Okay, let's see. This franc yen's got 3 trades. Why do we have 3 trades on the franc yen? Because things really broke out in our favor last night, and so I scaled into winning trades. Um, let's see, this pound CAD, is this the only pound CAD? Yeah, that's the only pound CAD, I believe. Let me actually pull up the pound CAD chart. Here it is. Yep. So right here, here's another prime example. So this one started off right here. This is where I bought at the beginning of the week. It went against me. Now, what happens when the market goes against you? You don't add to the position. You only add when it goes in your favor. So this one last night started coming back in our favor. But it hasn't gone up enough to trigger these buy stops up here. So I have these buy stops ready to go, but obviously I haven't triggered into those yet. Okay, so that's the whole idea with this is the trades that do really well, like the pound yen, like the franc yen, like the USD CAD, we add to those trades. When trades don't go in your favor, you don't add to them. Okay. And that's what makes the difference. So like this trade is my worst trade, I believe, the Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie's down 23 bucks here on 0.04 contracts. So that trade is a singular trade because the market, when you pull up that chart, this was my oh yeah, here you go. Here's the setup right here. So I had a sell order right here that I took. Wasn't a very good entry, but that's okay. Market goes against me, I don't add. But what I do is I leave those sell stops in, and tonight I'll adjust these. I'll move them up closer to the market. And if the market does indeed decide to come back in my favor, we'll get added into those. But until that happens, we're not adding to it, right? And that's the genius behind the whole system, is you're only adding to winners. Okay, and that's what keeps you profitable. That's what keeps the drawdown small, all of that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because that's how you can really, in my opinion, that's one of the best ways to use the scanner signals is to um, let the winners ride, and not only ride, but add to the winners on the winning scanner signals. And then on the losing scanner signals, we don't get aggressive about adding to them. That seems to be a really good recipe. Okay, so this one obviously is doing very, very well. It's up 1.2% today, over 1.2% today. And so we'll probably take some of that off before FOMC this afternoon. So that's a great signal right there. This one was pretty cool. It had a nice shift. It's got a good long-term signal. There's no sentiment signal right now, but that's okay. Pound CAD, we already looked at that one. That one's basically where it started at the beginning of the week. We'll see if that continues higher. USD CAD, that one we haven't looked at, but we know that one's doing really, really well. That's up 0.2% today. But overall, it's up significantly since the beginning of the week. So the beginning of the week is right here. That's Monday night when you would have taken these trades because of New Year's, right? And there was hardly any drawdown on the USD CAD. This one just pretty much just went in your favor all week. So this is really, really good. Since FOMC is coming out this afternoon, and it is dollar related, obviously, that's a dollar news event. We're definitely going to want to take a lot of that profit off the table on the USD CAD. Just because you don't want to risk the chance of that going against you. Now, it is possible that this thing just continues to rip up the rest of the week. So we'll leave some of it on the table because that is possible. But it's also very possible that this could pull back. And so we don't want to lose that, right? Okay, and the next one, Aussie CAD, this is a strong buy. I don't remember taking this one. I think this one found its way into the um, signal setup yesterday or sometime. I don't know when that happened, but I think this found its way in there. Because I don't have any trades on the Aussie CAD right now. So I don't think we started the week with the Aussie CAD. But it is a strong buy because of two things. One, you've got the shift in caught data for the week is positive, so that's a strong buy. The sentiment is a strong buy right now. And so when you come over to the Aussie CAD, let's see, the beginning of the week would have been right about, this is about the beginning of the week. So if you had taken this one at the beginning of the week, you would have been down. But again, I didn't take it just because it wasn't a signal at the beginning of the week. So we'll see on this one. We'll see if this one bounces up. It did find its way into some demand down here, and now it's kind of holding itself up. So we'll see if that demand holds. If it holds, then yeah, we could see this rip out of here. The next level of demand is not until this area down here. So, you know, if this decides to come down, that's quite a ways to go. But I'm probably not going to take it at this point because there's a lot of news events. We really just have another day of trading because again, we started the trades later because of New Year's, and we're going to close the trades a little early because of FOMC and NFP. Mostly NFP because NFP is Friday. It's every first Friday of the month for those that are new to the markets. And this will be the first NFP of the year. And it just doesn't seem like a really good idea to keep your trades open during NFP. I've back tested this, and for the most part, most mornings you're not going to make money with the weekly signals, in my opinion, if you hold through NFP. That doesn't mean you can't. I just believe that most mornings it won't work out. So I'd rather just take the profits Thursday night, or if you want to get up early on Friday, go ahead and close it early before NFP.
Hey traders, it's Steve from the future. I hope you have enjoyed this video so far. If you are getting value out of this video, be sure to hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and share your trading thoughts. I read all the comments, so feel free to ask any questions you have there too. On a side note, I host live trading calls like this one you are watching every day. Some of my biggest trading secrets I share exclusively to just the members in my program. I host these live trading calls every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I also host a basic training webinar every Monday for the newer traders and the regular COT report and sentiment trading webinars every Wednesday night at 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern for the advanced and aspiring traders. All of these calls are recorded and promptly posted on the members' trading calendars at the conclusion of each call in case your schedule does not permit you to come to the live call. All of my members have complete access to the scanner. We call it Steve Scanner. This is an institutional grade trade alert scanner that picks the direction of the week on all 28 major currency pairs and includes trading instruments like gold, silver, NAS 100, US 30. Just in the last 90 days, I have made over 3,000 pips just taking the top trade signals from the scanner at the beginning of the week and then just holding those trade alerts until Friday. If you want access to the scanner, you can start a 14-day free trial with the join link in the description to get started. Lastly, if you really want to be a full-fledged VIP member of my program to get access to things like the basic training course, live signals channel, Steve's scanner, trading calendars, and the one-on-one calls with me throughout the month, you can use code Friend of Steve, that's Friend of Steve, no spaces, at checkout and save $50 on your first month. Again, just click the link in the description below and apply that coupon to become a VIP member, and I look forward to helping you with your inevitable trading success going forward. Now, back to the video.
Okay, so there's that one. And then the next one is the franc yen. This is a strong buy for the week. Why is it a strong buy? It has mostly to do with the sentiment index and the fact that the long-term signal is a buy right now. There is no strong weekly shift, although it is slightly negative at -2. But it's not big enough to create any signal, whether that be a sell or a buy. So the signal on the franc yen is a strong buy. And I believe this, yeah, this is one of our better trades this week. This is up 0.76% today, which is amazing. And if you draw a vertical line to the start of the week, that puts you about right here. And initially this, kind of went against us, and now it's headed in our favor. And I want to show you guys this again. This is the same concept I was just talking about. So when I pull up this MT4 again, and we pull up the franc yen, I want to show you guys how I've been playing this. How do I really make these lucrative? And it's exactly what I was telling you guys. So what I did here with the franc yen is I took my initial entry right here at the beginning of the week. This actually went against me for the first day. And then what I did is I was down on that one trade. Then what I did is I brought these buy stops in just a little bit. I put a buy stop right in here, close to where I took my original entry, and another buy stop here, and another buy stop here. I separate those by a half an average daily range on each one. And then if the market breaks out, if you have a night like last night where you have a really good breakout, you're in a really, really good spot. Um, Now, if the market breaks down further, like if it were to have gone down on Monday like it did, or Tuesday, and then continued down into today, Wednesday, well, that stinks, but you're only down on one trade, right? So that's the idea, is again, you're just trying to, when winners come along, we invite those winners to really win. And when the losers come along, we put them in timeout, right? We don't milk them. We don't try to fight them. We just say, okay. Although I've had plenty of losing trades turn positive, and how do they turn positive? Well, it's if like the weekly signal finally turns in your favor and you have those buy stops ready to go, like you can really get into those, and it can work very well in your favor. Let's see. Let me answer some of these questions here. Maria says, I'm keeping my eye on the Euro CAD, which is 3 strong buys. How does that work with crowded market at 4 stars? Am I right saying 4 stars could be close to a reversal? Yeah, that's a great question. So let's actually talk about that one real quick. So the Euro CAD is, yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. So it is getting closer to reversal territory. I will tell you that the Euro CAD was 5 out of 5 stars about um let's see, that would have been like 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago, and we saw a huge move to the downside on the Euro CAD, um which we took advantage. The Euro CAD was one of our big trades in December, where we sold the Euro CAD. The scanner pretty much every week had a sell on the Euro CAD. Now it's turned into a strong buy, and let's talk about the reasons for that. So the reasons why it's a strong buy is because sentiment still has most retail traders selling it, which is why we want to look for buy opportunities. As far as a long-term signal goes, it's a buy right now because technically the banks still have a very large position on the Euro CAD to buy it. And the shift suggests that the banks have piled into some positions on the Euro CAD, right? Now, if that were to turn into 5 out of 5 stars, the long-term signal would be a strong sell, and that would change the whole narrative. So if next week the banks came out and said, hey, um, we increased our position on the Euro CAD, that probably means they're close to a reversal, because that means their position's really, really big on the Euro CAD. But for now, the Euro CAD is still a strong buy at the moment. Here's what I'm watching though. So I want you guys to be aware of this on the Euro CAD, and also I think it's the pound CAD too. Both of these are at a major level of support right here. See that support? That's on a 15-minute chart. If you go out to an hourly time frame, you can see it a little bit better. So you've got that. So it's a major level support, but keep in mind on this Euro CAD, there's actually a significant amount of room for this to drop if this wants to drop. The next levels of demand are down in here, and you've got demand down in here. So I'd be a little bit cautious about getting too antsy with the Euro CAD, because if the bottom falls out on this floor, which could totally happen, then the next level of help you're going to get is probably going to come in here or here. That's probably where you're going to get some help. And that's a little bit of a ways away. So my standpoint on the Euro CAD is I'm still in the trade. I'm just not adding to it unless it actually rips in my favor, which could happen too. I could totally see a scenario where the Euro CAD just has a big leg higher. Um, this is a real decision point right here because it's touched this support many times, which I'm really not actually a big fan of. I don't like it when the market hits support lots of times because usually that means it's trying to bust through. At the same time, though, every time it's come down to the support, it's failed at breaking. So that's another thing to consider. So all I'm saying is I would take the trade. I would still follow the scanner signal. I just wouldn't add to it if it drops because that could easily turn into a big move to the downside. However, I probably will add to it if it does indeed break structures to the upside. So what would that look like? So on this Euro CAD here, the next major point of reference is right here. If you can break that, we're looking good for going higher. Same thing if we break kind of this area right here, looking good to go higher. So yeah, if we break those, I'll add to it. But I'm not looking to get super long. I'm not going to bet the farm on this trade just because there is quite the floor, or there is quite the basement beneath this support, right? There really just isn't a lot of demand until like this area or even this area. So that's my thoughts on the Euro cap. But otherwise, I think your analysis is good. And I think it's worth the buy, as so long as you're willing to get out of that trade if it doesn't work out. And especially like I would not add to the trade if it goes against you on that one. Um, Rodney says, did any of those trades move against you enough to get close to stopping out? Um, no, I haven't had. Well, the thing is, so, and I'll need to send you there's a couple classes on the calendar you can watch. So that strategy doesn't actually use a stop loss. I know that sounds crazy, right? But there's two ways to trade the scanner, right? The one way is to just use an average daily range stop loss, and that's how most people trade it. I still trade it that way. I have a couple of accounts that trade it just that way, just the bread and butter strategy. You just take the trades at the beginning of the week, you put an average daily range stop loss in, and then you let that thing fly for the rest of the week, unless, of course, we close it early because of news or whatever. Now, the other way to trade it is you can do what's called the modified martingale, which requires a much smaller position size to begin with, and it actually doesn't use a stop loss. But I got to put all sorts of disclaimers on that because a lot of people don't like that, and I get it, and it's not for everybody. It does come with a lot of risk. However, in my experience, it's been quite lucrative for a couple of reasons. Again, what keeps you safe on those trades is, again, if the market doesn't move in your favor, if in fact it goes against you, you're down on one singular trade or maybe two trades potentially. But if the market goes in your favor, you're adding to the winner. Basically, as that thing just kind of curves up in your favor, you're starting to really make some money on that. And that kind of offsets, like this week, we've had like 8 or 9 trades to take, something like that, maybe 7 trades to take for the week. And with the trades that have gone in our favor, those have really been huge, huge wins. And because I've added to those. With the trades that go against me, um, I just don't add to them, and that's what keeps. So those trades could, in theory, go against me a significant amount of money, because they don't have a stop loss. But at the same time, the lot size is really, really small, and again, you're not adding to it. So that's how I get away with that. It may not make sense to everybody, and I'm okay with that. It's not a style that's meant for everybody. Um, so I'm not going to try to push it onto you if you don't want to trade it that way. Because again, there's nothing wrong with the bread and butter strategy. Just literally take the trades at the beginning of the week, put in an average daily range stop loss, and just let them sit all week. The only thing that stinks about that, though, is again, if the market tags you out of a trade, like I had a lot of people get tagged out of the pound yen. I think I even got tagged out of the pound yen on the bread and butter version of the strategy where you put in an average daily range stop loss. Got tagged out on the pound yen, and it stinks because that's like one of our best trades now, right? So each strategy comes with its pros and cons, right? Like the strategy with no stop loss, pro, well, you're not going to get whipped out as much. Con, well, if the thing goes against you, there's no limit to that, right? At the same time, I don't use a target. So on the trades that go in your favor, there's no limit or cap to how much you could make, right? So I kind of get the best of both worlds on that. And honestly, I feel like I get the better of the better side of that because I am indeed adding to the winner, not the loser. So, so I hope that makes sense, Rodney. There's a couple of classes you could go back and watch. I'll have to go find them and dig and find which classes they were. I think it was one of the night webinars before Christmas where we talked about how to do this, the modified martingale, which is basically what I showed you at the beginning of the webinar, where you add to the winning trade and you readjust buy stops every night. And if the market finally whips in your favor, you make money. So yeah, and I'll try to find it too, Rodney, and I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'll try to find it. But yeah, it is pretty cool. It just takes a little bit more work. Okay. All right, guys. So anyway, so I was showing you, yeah, I think the franc yen is where we left off on. Um, and I think I got everybody else's questions answered. But yeah, so what we need to do is, and I'll make an update in Telegram. By the way, how do you close out half your position? Let me actually demo this. I want to show you guys how to do this. So if you want to close out half your trade, let me actually do that with you guys right now. So I'm going to readjust my portfolio here, and I have this account I think is a copy trader to several other accounts that I have open. So as I make changes in this account, it will then make changes to some of my other accounts. So if I go in here and I want to close half my position, let's say on this CAD franc, let's just do this real quick. So let's pull up the CAD franc chart. Let's drag it over and let's grab um, right here. So I have this trade. This one is actually down right now, as you guys know. But I don't want to have this full position sitting around during FOMC. So I'm going to book half the loss. Now I'm down like $7 on this trade. So I'm going to book a $3, a $3.50 loss. Okay. And, and, and it's not just because I'm like, oh, I'm going to close this trade because it's losing. No, it's just because I want to close this trade because, or half of it because of the news event. And I'm going to do that with all the winners too. So if I come over here to CAD franc and I double click on the CAD franc, it's going to pull up this order window right here. Now, my current lot size on this is 0.04. So if I change this to 0.02, which is half, and then I just click this, don't hit the sell button, don't hit the buy button, just click the close this order number sell at 0.02 CAD franc at market. I'm going to click that. And all of a sudden you'll notice there it is. It moved to the bottom here. Now my CAD franc trade only has 0.02 because I just closed out half the trade, right? So now I can do the same thing for the other positions too. So if I want to come over here to by the way, I do want to close out these buy stops and sell stops. So I'm going to close these out because I don't want these sitting around, the buy stops and sell stops during FOMC. So I'm going to close those. And I may set them up again tonight, but I don't want them during the news event. So I'm going to go ahead and close these. And then the rest of these, I'm not going to do this right now because I got to look for some other trades, but I'm just going to do the same process for each one of these. So I double click on this Euro Aussie trade. I would change that to 0.02, and then I would close half the position right here with this yellow button. And that's how you do it. That's how you book half your position in MT4. Okay. So I'm gonna you guys already saw how to do that. But I'm gonna recommend that in the Telegram chat once we're done in the call today. But what I'd like to do right now, guys, is I do want to see if I can find a quick little setup, just similar to the Euro Aussie, just a price action opportunity. And I want to get this posted if we can. So I'm pretty biased right now on this franc yen and on the pound yen, because the move we had last night was super bullish, right? So this move was so bullish that it broke all sorts of structures. You broke this structure point right here. We broke this structure point right here. So any type of pullback I can get on the franc yen would probably be a good buy for me, something I'd be interested in. So I'm going to pull up my order block indicators, and I'm going to see if I can find some good order blocks. So there's one right here. I kind of suspected that. Let's pull up the Sonar Lab. Yeah, there's right there. Looks like there's some sell blocks in here, something to be aware of that could cause a pullback. But I'm mostly just interested in these demand blocks. Also because the scanner is telling us to buy this week. Um, yeah, I think right there looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and right in here looks like a decent area to buy. So something like this would look good here. Actually, let me pull up. I just wanted to see. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So I would place an order, something like this, a buy stop or a buy limit right here. And I'd let this fly to the upside. Try to go maybe to that old resistance. Maybe try to go. Let's see if there's other places we can go. No, I think that's kind of it. So yeah, if I can get a pull back into there, I'd like to let this rip back up to this old resistance. That's about a 1 to 3.5. That's not a bad trade. Right there. We might post that one. I do want to take a look at that pound yen because that's the other one that I'm really excited about. Again, this one's up 1.2% today, which is huge. And then when you break this one down, what do we have going on here? So we broke a lot of structures last night on this leg. This is an institutional leg. Retail traders don't create moves like this. That's a pretty big move on a 15-minute chart. So this is the resistance we broke last night, right? So if we can get a pullback into, I suspect that there's probably demand in this area right there. That would be pretty good if we could get a nice entry right in there. Now, if I can just, let's see if there's order blocks in there though. Yeah, Smart Money says there's an order block right there. That's a change of character move. And yeah, there's a couple of order blocks in here. So, um, yeah, I think I'd try to get a dip into this area would be pretty good. Um, yeah, this is clearly a change of character move. So any type of pullback into this would be pretty good. Let me also pull up a Fibonacci to see if we can get where's the retracement. So between the 23 and 38, actually no, between the 23 and really the 50 is where I'm trying to go. Actually it's more like 38 to 50. Um, but it has more to do with the demand. Where's the demand is what I'm trying to get after. And I believe this to be it right here. Yeah. So like I said, if we can get a pullback into this would be pretty good. Maybe into that right there. I'll give it a little bit more. Um, I like this one. This one's a little bit more aggressive to the upside. So that than even the franc yen, it's up more today. I also like the fact that this was a demand over here and the market tapped into that and went up. So this is all good sign. Like this seems to be like brewing to the upside, um, at least for the moment. So yeah, I'm okay with this. I like this trade opportunity. So I think I'll go with this one. Where can we put a target on this trade? Let's pull up these order block indicators. So our entry obviously is going to go right here. And there's a couple of supply blocks right here. There's also this up here. We could honestly try to go up to that point, and that's a 1 to 4. I would love that. But we may book some profits along the way.